Hello, and welcome. I am Exit Light, and this is another in my series of true unsolved murder cases. This case is the Mineral Washington murders, which were also dubbed by the media as the Tube Sock Killings. It is a series of unsolved murders that occurred in remote areas of Lewis and Pierce County, Washington, near the remote community of Mineral in 1985. The murder cases were widely publicized and were even featured on the television series Unsolved Mysteries in 1989. On August 10th of 1985, Stephen Harkins, who was 27, and his girlfriend Ruth Cooper, who was 42, left their Tacoma, Washington home for a weekend camping trip at Tool Lake in Yelm. When the two did not return to their jobs at a Tacoma vocational school the following Monday, their families reported them missing. 4 days later, on August 14th, hikers passing through Pierce County found Harkins' body near a remote campsite. He had been shot in the head, and his body, still in his sleeping bag, suggested that he had been murdered while sleeping. Nearby, searchers also found Harkins and Cooper's pet dog, who had been shot to death as well. At the time, law enforcement suspected that the case may have been connected to the murders of Edward Smith and Kimberly Diane Levine, who were a couple from Kent, Washington, that had been abducted, murdered, and disposed of in a gravel pit near the Columbia River in March of 1985. On October 26th, a skull was found at the dead end of 8th Avenue South near Hart's Lake, which is about 1.5 miles from where Harkins' body was found. Dental records confirmed that the skull belonged to Cooper, and 2 days later, on October 28th, her body and her purse were also recovered from the area, 50 feet from where her skull had been found. A tube sock had been tied around Cooper's neck. According to the autopsy, Cooper had died from homicidal violence. A spokesman later stated that she had died of a gunshot wound to her abdomen. After the discovery of Cooper, the murders were publicized by Crime Stoppers in an attempt to recover information leading to the arrest of those responsible. Over a month after the discovery of Ruth Cooper, on December 12, 1985, Mike Reamer, who was 36, his girlfriend Diana Robertson, who was 21, and their daughter, Crystal Louise Robertson, who was just age 2, traveled from their Tacoma home to Pierce County, planning to find a Christmas tree near the Nisqually River. Reamer, who was also an animal trapper, planned to check on his traps that he had set in the area. Later that evening, customers at a Kmart store 30 miles north in Spanaway found the couple's daughter, Crystal, standing outside the store entrance. Crystal was placed in temporary foster care until her grandmother saw a photograph on the local news broadcast 2 days later. When asked where her mother was, the dazed 2-year-old told her grandmother that her mommy was in the trees. According to investigators, the 2-year-old was not nearly verbal enough to provide any more information. Police searched the area both on foot and by flight, searching for evidence of Reamer's red 1982 Plymouth pickup truck, but the searches remained fruitless. Until on February 18, 1986, over 2 months after the couple's disappearance, the body of Diana Robertson was discovered half buried in snow by a motorist near a logging road off of Washington State Route 7 in Mineral. Bloodhounds searched the area in the following days, but because of 6 inches of snow, their search was impeded. Reamer's 1982 red pickup truck was found near Robertson's body. In the truck, police discovered a handwritten note on the dashboard that read, "I love you, Diana," and it was written on a manila envelope. Robertson's mother claimed that the handwriting was that of Reamer's. Bloodstains were also found on the seat of the truck. An autopsy revealed that Diana Robertson had been stabbed 7 times and, as with Ruth Cooper, was also found with a tube sock tied around her neck. Due to Reamer's disappearance, investigators believed that he may have been responsible for Robertson's murder and had abandoned his own daughter at the Kmart store and then fled. Police theorized that Reamer may have also been responsible for Harkins and Cooper's murders as well. An alternate theory claimed that Reamer was also a victim of the same killer who had murdered Robertson, Harkins, and Cooper. In February of 1986, after the discovery of Robertson's body, the Seattle Post-Intelligencer published an article revealing that Reamer had once been charged with domestic assault against Robertson in October of 1985. However, the couple then reconciled by December, which was the month they disappeared. Reamer, who worked as a roofer, was described by his employer as a typical roofer who worked hard and played hard. Then, on March 26th of 2011, hikers discovered a partial human skull, which was later determined to be that of Mike Reamer. It was found in an area within a mile radius of where Robertson's body had been discovered in 1986. After the discovery of the skull, Lewis County investigators stated that they believed that Reamer could very well be a possible victim of homicide as well, though his cause of murder could not be determined. Based on the condition of the skull, however, authorities were able to rule out a gunshot wound to the head. This case remains unsolved, and as always, if you know of any information, please call your local police department. Somebody out there knows something. Thank you.